Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this special bulletin. The discussion behind the censorship of Stellar Blade has been a rather interesting one. When you have one side of the aisle talking about false advertising and censorship and why on earth is this happening, and you have the other side, I don't know if you would call them pro-censorship, but they sure as hell are coming out like that way, screaming that anyone calling for Stellar Blade to be reverted back to patch 1.0 as far as the look goes are nothing but filthy man-baby coomers. And wow, it's, what side of the aisle are you on? GameSpot Editor Jessica Cogswell, we've talked about her once or twice. Well, once at least. She's a rather interesting individual. Describes Petition and plan to uncensor Stellar Blade as the most unhinged behavior I've seen in quite some time. Why? Because gamers want the game that was advertised. You have an individual Stellar Blade account, offers the game, offers the same uncensored version in all countries, including the Japanese version. Now, I do have a question to see if anyone out there, anyone listening, has found this out. How factual is this statement? This is an interesting point. Did they say the game would be uncensored, or are they saying it's going to be the same game across all continents, countries, areas, whatnot? So if that's the case, can you really argue with them? But the idea that there is some false advertising involved, maybe so. Former World of Warcraft team lead Mark Kern, good old Grums, laid out an 8-step plan and petition to uncensor Stellar Blade after the game's publisher, Sony, and developer Shift Up Corporation reneged on their promise to deliver the game uncensored. Again, you can argue semantics left, right, and center about this whole statement there. It could also be a translation issue. But when the studio head comes out and says, yes, this was done, we're sorry, there are discussions, you really can't deny that the game was changed, with some outfits adding a little bit of material here and there, as well as the gore toned down in some of the fight scenes, especially, example A and example B. It is obvious. It is there. There is no denying it. And gamers are getting a little bit sick and tired of this kind of nonsense where you get advertising, you have discussion, and then the game comes out and there's a patch day one that changes all these things. And, this little outfit, the bunny outfit, we're going to get into that one because there's a bit of strawmanning going on that is just, I don't know. Tell you what, let's get into that quick, fast, and in a hurry because this is leading to some rather nonsensical discussions. Over on Twitter, whenever I think the internet can't get more pathetic, you go ahead and make a tweet, Mischief. It proves me wrong. All this drama about Stellar Blade being censored, because it is, because it has been, because the developer has come out and said it, is over an outfit not having a camel toe texture at launch. I was shocked when I heard this because, well, that's not something anyone was talking about at the time. The only people I see mentioning this are the pro-censorship, or what I would see as pro-censorship. And this may be a one-off, but no, it's not. Yeah, Michael is keeping it together. I doubt it. Please, God, please, I can't laugh anymore. My sides, my blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Wanting the game. By the way, this petition right here is almost at 25,000 signatures. Will it make a difference? Don't know. Sign it if you want. Don't sign it if you don't want. Demon Faye Shay. The fact that the newest Stellar Blade talking point is that the usual crowd thinks removing the main character's camel toe is censorship. Nobody brought that up. The only thing they brought up about this little outfit right there is the addition of the material on the hips right there, which is like, why would you do that? And some material to cover up the cleavage, massive amounts of cleavage. Why was it changed? That's my point. Why was it changed? There are other outfits that are far more revealing than this, some rather interesting outfits of Eve wearing a thong. So why did they change this at all? What was the purpose? What was the point? And by the way, this little shade right there, this little shadow, it's still in the game. It's still there. I checked. So this idea that gamers are upset because the camel toe was taken off, the shadow of that part of a woman's anatomy, is absolutely false. It's wrong. I haven't seen anyone other than people like this complaining about it or bringing it up. Celebrate outrage seems like a whole nothing burger of thirsty gooners. That's another accusation we got. But you know what, gamers, we have been called all sorts of names, from bigot, racist, misogynist, all this other stuff, to, transphobic, homophobic, blah, blah, blah. Okay, gooner. I guess that's a new one. I don't feel like looking it up, but based on the context, I have an idea what it is. Whining about not having a virtual camel toe. They want to play the game with one hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Any male gamer out there worth his salt knows exactly where to go for anything Rule 34 that they want to spend a little 38 seconds to take care of that wonderful, sometimes inconvenient urge, and then go back to playing their video game. This argument is not about the camel toe. It's about censorship. It's about releasing the game as advertised. It's about taking a stand no matter what, because if you give an inch, they take a mile. As someone in my comment section put it, you give them a hand, they take your arm. And yes, it's a hill to die on, because it's all about censorship, regardless of your point. Let's see. What else we got? Stellar Blade might be the greatest game ever or the biggest piece of garbage. Well, it's somewhere in between, actually, because I have my opinions. I am thoroughly enjoying the game. Sexy video game girl camel toe. Nobody cares about that at all. I don't really care if Eve has a camel toe or not. No. Nobody cares. No one's making a big deal about it. Why do people care if you can't see the main chick's camel toe in Stellar Blade? They don't. It's just the other side is trying to strawman this argument into something that's actually kind of, Why are you making a point about it? The point people are making, as we can go back to, addition, adding material on a couple of outfits, as well as adjusting the levels of gore when you said you weren't going to, or you at the very least, implied. But what did good old, there's the petition. Let's see. Given the changes occurring, launched an 8-step plan to uncensor it. But let's go to Jessica Cogswell, because she's just a wonderful, wonderful person I've talked about before. This is the most unhinged behavior I've seen in quite some time, and I have a 2-year-old. It's amazing that someone would want... Never mind, I guess women can get anything they want to, but no, that's rude. Don't say that. Don't be like that. Oh, good old Jessica Cogswell thinks it's unhinged behavior to stand up for what was advertised, for demanding what was advertised, what you talked about, and being against censorship of any kind. I find that interesting. Now, why would you want to do that? Oh, that's because she hates cis, white, hetero men. That might be redundant. No stranger to attacking gamers despite writing for an outlet that attempts to cater to them. And that's what my last video was. Why would you work for a website that caters, that is supposed to be catering to gamers, and yet, back in March, I don't know how all these incel gamer dudes are expecting games to have hot characters and characters representative of them at the same time. I'll give her this. She's a little smarter with her insults than others that I've seen, implying that you want the characters to be hot, but you want them to look like you. You can't have both of them. She's trying to say that gamers are ugly. Oh, get a life, weirdos. When did we ever say no? Yeah, I mean, we just want representation. How about stop changing all the characters to female? We'd like to see dudes in there too. Women want to see dudes in there too. My goodness. The discussion around all of this is interesting because you have, like I said before, you have one side of the argument trying to change it to calling everyone filthy coomers, filthy gooners, and wanting a reason to masturbate while playing a video game, whereas the anti-censorship crowd are strictly that, anti-censorship, regardless of how little or how massive that censorship is. Again, you can look at this picture. The two differences, it's 4 inches of material on either side. It goes from her hip bones being exposed to them not being exposed. That is the difference. That compared to some of the other outfits, such as the bikini, or I can't remember what it's called. It's like a schoolgirl outfit. It's a very, very, very short denim skirt, and she's wearing a thong. Eve is wearing a thong in these. Compare the bunny outfit to any one of the other skirts, and it begs the question, why are you complaining all the other ones show all kinds of skin? You are correct. But why would they change it if there are more risque outfits in the game? That is one of the main questions, especially ones that I have. But again, release as advertised. Some people are getting refunds of the game claiming false advertising. Some people are canceling their PlayStation Plus subscription with linking this on Twitter and the reason why they are changing it. Will this petition serve a purpose? Will it succeed? Don't know. I'll be here to find out. I'm having fun with the game. I might try to put out a review. I'm terrible at reviews, but anyway. Uncensored. Stop censoring games, especially with mature games. Let players make their own decisions. Let parents, I don't know, maybe force parents to be parents and pay attention to what your kids are playing. But again, let adults make their own decisions. That is the crux of all this. That is the main point, not all this nonsense over here about you're mad because you can't see her camel toe. That has nothing to do with it, but idiots like you want to strawman that argument to make your own demographic look stupid, because in the long run, mischief, you're going to suffer for this nonsense just like the rest of us. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike, do all those nifty little things that YouTube is begging you to do, and I hope to see you on the next one.